Hold up. New kid on the block, vanilla OS. Another immutable OS in the Linux world. The takeover has begun. I am declaring this the year of the immutable Linux desktop. We have Silverblue, which was a trailblazer of sorts. We had Endless OS, was a sleeper that no one knew about. Micro OS really, I think, set the standard for making immutable OSs pretty damn easy to use. And I think vanilla OS is trying to make it that much more easier, especially when it comes to the area of building on the amazing technology that is Dropbox. So I installed it, pretty quick install. Had a great really great screens for as I was installing to kind of onboard you. One thing I wasn't too keen on, which I think is probably just still because the project's still new, is the onboarding process for the first reboot. I'll tell you why in a second. It had this as the grub. Now in Micro OS, it has a grub here, and then it says, it'll give you a chance to go to a snapshot. Then you have a drop down of all the snapshots there. And I guess if you think about it, both systems don't do a good job in kind of explaining to the user that's a thing. So here you have state A and state B. B is what you're booting into. A is the snapshot that you can roll back to technically. And for a new user who may not be familiar with immutability or rollbacks, this is not you kind of want to let them know what this means a little bit. So if you're coming with Micro OS, you may be familiar with OpenSUSE and snapshots and Snapper and Snapd, but if you're coming to vanilla OS, you may have no clue about any of those things. So just a thing that I observed, might be an opportunity to help onboard a new user who might be new to immutability and rollbacks. Anywho, so this is the first boot. I picked my color scheme already, and this is nice. Flat pack, check yes. App image, I'm not really a big app image guy, but YOLO. Core applications, cool. LibreOffice, I'll take only Office, thank you. And yeah, let's do the common utils. Now let's see if we can do. Oh yeah, you can. This is great. Comes with Flat Seal. Comes with Deja Dupe. Nice. Comes with if you're a gamer, Lutris for sure. For Shizzle. And for people who want to run them Windows retro games, you can do Bottles. Not bad. I like it. Let's see what they have here, though. Oh, no. For those who don't know, I'm not a big fan of LibreOffice. It's great. They're a staple of, top tier open source software. But as a product, goodness, they're so behind. They're so bureaucratic. They're so, my goodness, to do a very sensible change, it takes years. I remember advocating for ribbons long ago, and literally, I think it was 7 years later, they're like, oh yeah, I guess we should do ribbons now. It's I know us neckbeards who've been using Linux for a long time love our traditional menus, but you gotta know how to adapt to the times. We're not the only Linux users, so the UX has to change from time to time, so we gotta be ready for that. But anyways, that was a free rant for free. Choose whether to install TimeShift to create snapshots of your system. I want to skip this. TimeShift has bit me in the butt. Actually, this past Sunday, I was at our church's machine, and I was trying to figure out a storage issue that occurred, and I'm like halfway through making a script where it will zip up a time shift like snapshot and then send it over to another machine on the network. But I had to like kill, because of the storage issue, which is actually a storage issue from something else. I had to try to find a way to stop the backup that was happening, or the snapshot that was happening. And TimeShift from a UI front end side won't let you. Once it's doing its thing, good luck. You can't safely stop it. So I had to kill it, and then once it was killed, I think it was like it was grabbing a bunch of files with that user ID of TimeShift, and it was like locked. I couldn't really do some stuff with some files. So my working theory is, again, theory. Don't eat me alive if I'm wrong. Working theory is that by me improperly stopping TimeShift, I locked myself out in some of the access of some of the apps, the documents I was trying to edit. Anywho, we're gonna skip you. And also, like, if you're gonna, throw in TimeShift, you have Deja Dupe. Why are you you're layering stuff? I guess if you're doing a backup versus snapshots, I guess they're different. Never mind. Sure. Restricted codecs. Yes, please. Let's help them out. Okay. Subsystem, get involved. Join the community, Discord. Oh, I can't swipe this. Immutable and atomic. Okay, yeah. So as those things start, and I think I accidentally, I was trying to get to Gnome Xorg, and maybe clicked Gnome Classic Xorg, one of the login screens. That's why it has the classic look for Gnome. But yeah, this is pretty snazzy. So if I go to System, Utilities, Console, System Tools, Software. Now what I loved about macOS Desktop was how it only showed you Flatpaks. They did a lot of work, and they only showed you Flatpaks in the GNOME Software Center. So there was no drop down. Do I do it from OpenSUSE's repositories? When I do it from FlatHub, they fixed all that. So now it's purely, so basically GNOME Software becomes a overlay of FlatHub for GNOME, for macOS Desktop. This, I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm trying to explore, and just like a handful of things here. So, not sure what's going on here. So don't like that. This is installing stuff. And again, it's a mixed bag. It was a fast install, but then I'm doing all this, right? So, look like it's doing some Ubuntu stuff here. So we have software settings, pretty much straightforward there. Control center. That's what I was looking for. I don't have anything crazy. Code great. Oh, I love this. Smart up enable the system will not update if the system is high load. Great. Update scheduling. Great. Micro OS has a daily schedule, which I really like. But just recently, if you do a new install, I think they turned the daily, the nightly installs off, I think. I'll double check why. But there's a way to, I'm sure there's a way to turn it back on, but for me, one of the things that attracted me was I left my computer on overnight, and every day I woke up, went to it, it was updated. Didn't have to think about it. Just updated and rebooted every day. And if I missed a day because I turned the machine off, I'll log in, and after like 5 or 10 minutes, there's a process in the background that's updating it for me. And then when I turned off and rebooted, it was latest right there. So it was very sneaky in a good way. I would love to have daily, but I could be just, that's just me. Subsystem. Nice. Containers. Okay. APX managed. Okay. Here it is. And so basically this is a short cut to execute commands. Interesting. So let's repeat. Can I? Boom. So I had to like close out, pull it back in again. So that was a weird little pre-launch thing. Alpine. And this is technically a subsystem from Ubuntu. Like Ubuntu is the APX base, I think. But these are the added ones. So let's do Fedora. So that's taking a while. This is taking a while. So I think they have a great, container created, command exited, nothing to do here, and then I guess I go back to this, and then boom, fail to enter, okay. So I'm running into some stuff here, but again, Vanilla OS is a new project. I don't expect this to be like smooth as butter. So this is where I think, for me, I just like how clean Micro OS is. If I wanted all these, I can do that with DistroBox. So I'm just kind of playing around here now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it reads the Ubuntu stuff. Reading package list error. Maybe because, my APX update. And that's probably the best. Oh. Come on, dude. What the heck? I know my password. Oh, did I hit? Oh, I think I hit. Yeah, I hit. No. What is in the world? Well, let's do APX. Oh. Let's see, APK, UR, DNF. Yeah. User. Let's go verify my freaking password, dude. Yeah, that's my password. So why is this John not working? APX update. Now you want to do it. You freaking... So that's weird, and I'm glad this was recorded because it wasn't until I punched in the password through my system, it unlocked it, and then it's letting me update. APX upgrade. Let's do... What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, already entered for me. So APX dash dash DNF. Let's do APX install or fetch. Okay, APX install htop get boom boom boom, and then global flags. APX install. Neofetch. Yeah, what am I missing here? Create or use custom container with this name. Let's try this guy again. So when you don't know, where do you go? To the Googs. To the Googs. Interesting choice to have web as default, but APX install Fedora. Example. How it works. Host system, multiple sources, naming, usage. Okay, got that. APX install options. Here's the options. Install package from a local file. Yes, here. So here's the thing. I thought Adam said he just do one command and automatically creates that stuff. So it looks like you do have to manually go in a container and then start stuff. So APX. Install packages, install manage container, APX install neofetch. No. Now here's where it's like APX install neofetch. Oh, why that's not working? Command line data is not understood. Not understood. Packages flags is a global flag, so this should be working. This is still installing stuff. This is kind of crazy to me a little bit. Not liking this. I guess it's a trade-off, right? Like, you have this menu to make it more convenient when you do a first run, but then you have to wait for all this stuff when really, what's wrong one? I could technically be up and running right now, but because I'm waiting for this and I have to reboot to get to some of this stuff, I can't just work. I can't just go in my system and just work. So I'm gonna call it a night. But this was cute. I think it definitely has some legs, but yeah. APX enter. APX managed. Now APX install neofetch. So this is probably where apt comes in. Sudo. Oops. Let's do apt install neofetch. Sudo apt install neofetch. Whoops. Takes wage. So APX manager is like an Ubuntu container inside Manila OS, which is based on Ubuntu. So it's almost like a container inside a container. Or no, I'm sorry, a host immutable system, and then you have a within Ubuntu host. You have a mini Ubuntu inside of that. So yeah, so forgive me if it was kind of like, dense. You're probably like yelling at the screen, but I was on a YouTube stream with Steve, and on the chat was Adam Grubb, and we're just talking about Vanilla OS, how it's kind of unique. And I was told that I could do something like this where I could just go to a terminal and just do apx install x, y, and z DNF. And be able to just, if it, so once I do DNF, it'll automatically know to create a Fedora container. If I did install neo fetch AUR, it'll automatically know to let's kill that. To just do the container part for me. So maybe I was close to it and just missing off, but kind of want to cancel this and just, why not? And maybe because I'm running this in boxes, things are taking longer than usual. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, still reading this, that's why. Oh! Sweet, I found it. So, that's weird. It didn't give me an error. I did DNF, but then I see a bunch of Ubuntu stuff here, which is weird. I'm probably gonna kill this. Yeah, I have to get going, but I probably can't stick around for this too much, but I'll give it. I probably put too many dashes or something. I'm still, as much, even though I've gotten a lot more comfortable with terminal and console-based stuff, I feel like I'm noob still. Especially when it comes to like reading man pages, I'm like, okay. It takes like a long time for me to like have it stick. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. Look, running true, ignoring. Yeah. Does it have Xcode by default? Yep. So yeah, so my heart is a little sad because this is kind of like, so might be a reskin of the Atoms project, not Adam as an Adam grab. Get over yourself, Adam. No one named it after you. JK. Which basically lets you manage Linux containers in a very yeah, like somewhat like a GUI way. So you see how you can have these things here, and it gives it, so it looks like it's like a pared down version of this, where it's only limiting you what you can add, at least on the first run. Like I don't think I can add a new registry to add, like if I wanted to do a custom Silverblue image, or a custom Alpine something subsystem. Like, I don't know if they'll let you do that because they're trying to keep it contained. But yeah, you guys saw me do some stuff and some weird behavior, so I'm not crazy, but it is first run, so probably needs a reboot to behave. So let's see. Neo fetch. No. Yeah, we'll call it a night. I'll probably play with it tomorrow, reboot a couple times, maybe do another video. But for now, this first venture to Vanilla OS. It has legs. It's a new project. It's not there yet. I personally like how clean and pristine Micro OS is on Micro OS Desktop. If you just want to get into your system, you know, download your flat packs, and for a basic user, you don't need to do much other than flat packs and maybe install NVIDIA drivers, maybe a VPN for work. After that, I would say 90% or 95% Linux users could be happy with Micro OS Desktop. If you want to run an app that's in a containerized app, like what Vanilla OS is trying to do in a graphical interface, you can get Atoms, which I think, depending, I think I would do that. I think my next video might be comparing Vanilla OS's OS Control Center and comparing it to Atoms. If Atoms does a better job than this, I might just say, hey, instead of only having an A/B snapshot, just come on over to Micro OS Desktop. You got the stable, solid snapshot system that comes bundled. No need to configure. And if you want to do the container stuff in a GUI way, just install Atoms, and you pretty much have Vanilla OS with maybe a little more polish. But again, Vanilla OS is still starting out. So I really love their onboarding, you know, with all those apps and options to kind of like default it. But as you saw from this video, it took forever. So maybe I gotta get new hardware. I need to get a new laptop to test Vanilla OS on bare metal, because Gnome Boxes might not be fair assessment. So take this all with a grain of salt. Anyways, I'm out here. Peace. See ya. Oh, also follow Jorge Castro. He's like the big deal. TIO. That means uncle in Spanish. He's the big unk on immutability. He's the guy who got me into all this stuff. I heard him on Late Night Linux, one of the daughter shows of theirs, like their spin-offs that like do that very short. Heard him get really passionate about immutability. I was like, I think this guy's onto something. And followed up, saw him on Martin Wimpress interview on his channel when he was working at one of the companies he was working at, as doing some community stuff. And yeah, he sold me. And that's how I got here. I went from Silverblue to Micro OS Desktop when it was in beta, and it's now on the verge. It's a release candidate now on the verge of full shipment, and we shall see how it goes. But no matter what your taste of immutable system is, Silverblue, Vanilla OS, Nix, I think no matter what, you're going to find your home and you're going to be happy. Overall, you're gonna get, once you get over that hump of like installing software, which is not so much that I can't do it, it's just a different way of doing it and separating the system from the app userland, you're going to be A-okay, I promise. If a goof like me can do it, so can you. Signing off. Peace.